Hello, everyone's. I am here for The Oval, Season 1, Episode 8. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, you're a family member, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So we start off where we left off last episode with Barry walking in on Pinky and Raggedy Daughter. And Pinky's like, why are you standing there? You see I have company. Like, get out here, scram, be gone. And Barry's looking like, I know that is not who I think that is. He has that look on his face, but he eventually, leaves out of Pinky's apartment. And this was when Raggedy Gayle was like, you know what? It's time for me to leave. Because she know this is not going to end well. She know Barry and what she did to Barry. Barry know Pinky. Barry gonna tell Pinky she needs to leave there before Barry get back and tells Pinky. So she was like, yeah, I got to get home. I got to leave. Now, mind you, she has done everything to get to this man's apartment. She didn't try to slip out the first time, ended up getting tased. She didn't putting that maid's outfit on, snuck in the trunk, and then took an Uber over here. But now she's like, So Barry comes back in. Pinky's like, dog, what's good? Like, why are you here? And he was like, you know who that is, right? He's like, of course I know who that is. And he's looking at Raggedy Gayle like, so are you going to tell him or do you want me to tell him? And Pinky's looking like, tell me what? And he says, she lied and told the Secret Service that I tried to rape her. And he was like, is that what you did? She's like, who gonna believe, me or him? And he's like, my cousin's not a liar. And I was like, okay, I'm good. You believe in your cousin instead of, Raggedy First Daughter Gayle. She was like, if he was telling the truth, then do you think he'll be standing here again? My cousin does not lie. Okay, my cousin don't lie. So what you need to do is get your stuff and get up out of here, and don't ever call me again. Okay? She's like, really? And she grabs her stuff and she leaves. Now when she leaves, he's not even upset with Barry. He's like, Barry, thank you. I've been trying to get rid of that Raggedy First Daughter for the longest time, and I thought with her being them living at the White House, she wouldn't be going to be able to get out. But she popped up in my house. Y'all, child, I cannot. That's what Pinky is going through. Like, I am so glad you did this. I'm so glad. I've been trying to get rid of that crazy girl for the longest time. Barry tells him how he was at Mistress Denise's shop and how she got summoned to the White House by the president. He's like, it's some crazy mess going on over there. I'm not sure what, but they got issues over there. I was like, do they ever? The whole entire family, president, first lady, Raggedy Daughter, creepy son, all of them got issues. So Sam gets a call to let him know that Raggedy First Daughter Gayle has left the White House. Now, this is supposed to be him and Priscilla's time to be alone together. So now Priscilla, she mad because, like, we work in these stressful jobs with these people who, they got all these issues behind them. And now Raggedy First Daughter Gayle, she done slipped the premises. So now I can't spend no time with you. Yeah, she mad. She's like, we didn't have to go through all this when the Obamas was in office. I was like, you sure didn't. Because Sasha and Malia, they had sense. They was respectful. They wasn't doing all these things that Raggedy First Daughter is doing. So the first lady tells the president that the Raggedy First Daughter Gayle is missing and that she has left the White House. And he was like, that's impossible. You can't just up and leave the White House. But she was like, yes, she did up and leave the White House. But I guess you don't care what's going on. You can ask your first, you can ask Max. But what's his name? Is his name Max? Said you can ask Max. But Max isn't here, is he? He's probably out there getting your mistress for you. I was like, that is exactly what Max is out here doing. As we speak, Max and Mistress Priscilla, Max and Mistress Denise are in the car headed to the White House as we speak. That's why he's not concerned, because one, it's impossible to break out of the White House, and two, his mistress is on the way to come over there to the White House. He ain't even worried about all those other things. Now, creepy first son Jason says that he'll tell where Raggedy finally he prepares against the word. Oh yes, Raggedy First Daughter Gayle, she didn't slip passed, security and did all those things. But, creepy first son Jason said that he'll tell where Raggedy First Daughter Gayle is, but not in front of the first lady. And she was looking like, I know you lying. He was like, looking like, no, I'm not lying. And she was like, she's not leaving and going anywhere. He's like, Victoria. I was like, where did this, Lion King growl come from? I was confused there for a minute. I was like, okay, this is what we doing. Creepy first son Jason's like, Dad, she is wicked and she is evil. I was like, you are telling the complete truth, and this is something your daddy knows. He know it, you know it, and we know it. I don't even know why you even gotta say that, but he says that she got dressed in the maid's outfit and snuck in the back of Jean's truck, the back of her car, and he knows where she went. She went over there to see Pinky. So if I can pull the one over the Secret Services, they must not be that good. I mean, they ain't used to dealing with a family like y'all's. That's what I'm gonna say, because y'all got a lot of issues. But yeah, I'm gonna just say that the Secret Service, you gotta do a lot of things to get out of the White House, and I'm still not sure how she was able to do it, but she did. With the help of creepy first son Jason. Now, Kyle then throws Max up under the bus, when he's talking to the president. He talking about I know he's been, your right-hand man since the governor's office, but there are certain protocols that you have to adhere to, and he isn't aware of them. So, you can keep him on, and I can train him, but yeah, he didn't follow protocols. I was like, first of all, he was put out on a mission to go and get, Mistress Denise. Well, I don't even know if he was still at the White House when Raggedy First Daughter Gayle went missing. He was on a mission to go get Mistress Denise. So, Kyle, you over trying to throw him under the bus. He's like, he knows where Pinky is, and he's going to pay him a visit. Now, yet again, Lily, she over getting on my nerve, because she's over wanting to know where Bobby and his beard is and how Bobby and his beard is doing, because, she done shot a man and that is on her conscience. And he was like, you just need to let it go. I guess he done shot a few people in his, time in his line of work, so it don't really bother him. But the fact that she keeps on bringing it up, I was like, yeah, you gonna start to expose yourself that you ran off with that man that you did not know, and you went in the bathroom and had sex with him, and then he followed you home. Well, took your wallet and probably looked at your address. I don't know if he took it or not. Followed you home and tried to have sex with you when you in your husband's bedroom. Now, I think it would be awfully funny if somehow Don knew what was going on, and that's why he's just playing it like that and trying to dig at her by not telling her how Bobby and his beard is doing. I think that would be very, very funny. So the Secret Service, they show up at Jean's house asking what time she got home, was she alone, all these questions. She was like, yeah, what's going on? He was like, because, we just need your car. Now, she calls Priscilla's like, the Secret Service just got here and they took my car keys. I don't know what's going on. Am I in trouble? Am I going to lose my job? And I was like, yes, you could lose your job because Raggedy First Daughter used you without you knowing to get up out of the White House. That could possibly happen, but she, Priscilla, tells her, without telling her, it's, who it is. Is it creepy first son? No, it's Raggedy First Daughter. She snuck out. It looks like she hopped in your trunk without you knowing to leave the White House. And she looking like, see these people. I was like, I know. I'll be mad too, because that'd be another person that could have lost their job behind something Raggedy First Daughter has done. Now, one of the members of the Raggadoocious shows up at Richard and Nancy's house wanting help. And she's like, I want to know where my granddaughter is, bump helping you and all these other things. Where my granddaughter is, or I'm going to call the police. She was like, the police stay in on. And I was like, okay, that would make sense, seeing as how when Barry and Nancy went down to the police station, they was trying to pin this directly on to him, like he did it. We can tell the people that this murder has been solved, it was by this person over here, and them themselves be cleared of all charges. But she says, if you call the police, you ain't gonna never see your little girl again. I'm just gonna tell you that. But Sharon, she is like a little bit too nice for this person who helped to kidnap this little girl. She offered her some food and tell her to sit down and relax and all these things. And Nancy's looking like, no, we need to find out where my granddaughter is. We don't really need to be worrying about her safety. We need to be worrying about where my granddaughter is and what's going on with her. And I was like, I am all about what Nancy got to say right now. I'm like, yeah. I mean, you put yourself in this predicament. This is my granddaughter. She ain't want this. So y'all, I'm confused because Barry went from being all frantic, looking all over the DC area looking for his daughter, to now he just chilling at Pinky's house. At one point, he had a deck of cards in his hand, just shuffling them around. I'm like, how you go from frantically looking all over the city, so now you just chilling at Pinky's house? Richard shows up because he want to know where Pinky's at and where Barry's at, because Barry got this gun and, you know, we can't be having that. Pinky, how dare you give my son this gun? And like, we just passing this gun back and forth and leaving our fingerprints on it. Like, if somebody gets shot, y'all gonna be in connection to it because y'all got your fingerprints on it. You wouldn't think to wipe this off before you gave it back to Pinky, because you know Pinky, he's in a line of work where a gun is possibly going to be used. So you should have wiped your fingerprints off with a towel or something and handed it back to him like that. Not just, here's your gun. Just out in broad daylight. Chad, I was like, really? This is what we doing? We not even wiping these fingerprints off yet? Okay. Nancy, she knows the one who calls herself the highest one. He is a con artist, and she knows this because she Googled him. And I was like, okay, so cult members, they be on Google. You can just Google them like that. So you typed in the Raggedy and like the highest one's face popped up. This what you tell me? I think she said his name was Tyrell something. But either way, she know him as being a con artist. Now, the lady from the Rackadusha, she said that, you know, he told us this is all lies from the FBI and all the government. And he goes around targeting people who have been in rehab and people who, you know, at the bus station and all these things. I was like, you know, Ruth, she was recovering, well, she was an addict. That's probably how he was able to find her. And she says that, they are located in some area, but as far as the children, they move them around in different buses, so you never know where they at. But she was like, that's right around my job, but I've never seen y'all in y'all garb out and about. She's like, yeah, you have your regular clothes on until you go outside, until you go inside, and then you put your clothes on. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Raggedy First Daughter, she is walking around unsure where she is at. Look, I don't even know. First of all, how did she get an Uber? Because I'm pretty sure they can have cell phones like that, but like, I just don't think it would be that easy for her to just get an Uber. I'm just gonna say that. But this is Tyler Perry land. This is what he does. Some dudes is trying to holler at her, and because she is the Raggedy First Daughter Gayle, you know, she's like, please, ain't nobody got time for you. You see all this? All this would not want that. She didn't say that, but that was the attitude they gave. And they say, no, they didn't scoop her up real quick and took her behind the building. I was like, oh no. See, had you stayed your tail at home, this wouldn't have happened. Your boyfriend, the dude that you love, even though he don't want to love you and was trying to get rid of you, he knows that you done lied on his cousin. And now you done got dragged behind some building. Lastly, I just need to know how Bobby and his beard was able to break in to Lily and Donald's house for the second time. Now, granted, the first time he just walked through the door because it looked like Lily didn't lock it. Now, me, soon as I get into my house, I close the screen door, lock both locks, close the regular door, and lock both locks. I don't just close the door and just go lollygagging. No, especially if I'm by myself. I'm locking the door. But that's how he got in the first time. Second time, he is in their bedroom. Donald hasn't even been out of the house 30 seconds. So I would think, Donald, you know, your wife, has this man broken into your house to your knowledge. We would get some kind of security, you know, have some type of bodyguards out, something. So something like this wouldn't happen again. But no, we don't. We just got Bobby and his beard breaking in yet another time, and I'm trying to figure out how. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on. So when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, and you can come over and be one of my people. If you are already a family member and one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my people by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.